Hello friends, my name's Mary Lynn, this is the Blue Mountain Mix podcast, and I hate the sweater I'm wearing. So, this is the first day that I think I have seen sunshine in a week, so that's cool. That's a mood boost, but this is a mood slump. So what am I wearing? The only thing I have today that's a finished object is my Traveler shell. I just don't like it. So if you have been here for a minute, you know that this has been a struggle. Let me just pause. So this is what we're working with. It's not, you know, horrible. What do I say about this pattern? Okay. Some of this, I'm just gonna say, like, I'm probably biased. I'm definitely biased. I don't like the pattern. I didn't like the pattern going into it. I knew I wasn't gonna like the pattern. Why did I buy it and make it? No one knows. So, I've had quite the journey with this, with this project. It was supposed to be a hand-spun project, which was fine. I won't go into all the details. Like I said, this is not the first time that this has shown up on this podcast. But long story short, I ran out of appropriately sized hand spun about halfway through. Thought the project was bunk at that point, but then I found some palette yarn in my stash that matched pretty well. Like, I don't think that you can tell where, I don't think you can, where the old left off and the new began. It's a very slight, like, saturation difference, and that's pretty much it as far as being able to tell. I don't like this stitch pattern. Like, it's fun when it's done, but like I despise knitting it. And I feel like this does not want to stay on my shoulders. So yeah, it just needed to be off my needles. It's been in timeout for like, I don't know, 2 weeks now, because I just can't look at it anymore. And in fact, this is the first time I've actually worn it. And I don't know that I'm going to wear it out of the house. So, one, because it's actually warm today. Like, too warm for mohair. And two, I don't know if I like how it fits. I kind of feel like it's one of those ones I'm going to be doing this a lot with. Like, it kind of wants to slip off my shoulders, which also could be because if you watched the last episode, I made this comment as I got to like the neck shaping. I was like, wow, that seems like a really small amount of bound off stitches for the neckline. That's weird. It's because it was like not right at all. Did I rip it out and fix it? No, of course I didn't. I just sewed the neckline. Is this side? I don't even know what side it is. The fact that I don't know what side it is a good thing, I guess, because that means it doesn't sit like too weird. It's this side. Yeah. Whatever. I was so over it by the end of this. Like, so over it. I don't like the stitch pattern. There's nothing wrong with this pattern as a whole. It's 100% me. Like, I made the Traveler hoodie. I did not like making the hoodie. You know, it was bad enough in the round. It's much worse when it's like knit flat, because it just takes so long to finish anything that's knit flat. So I think I just hit my limit and I was just tired of it. Other things that I don't love about it, do you see what's going on here? So it's a bottom up drop shoulder pattern, which I like how drop shoulders fit on me. That could also explain why it's a little slippy off the shoulders, because it is a drop shoulder. But like, ew, I don't like what this is doing. This line is odd, to say the least. So you have to like do is it a 3 needle bind off? I feel like I've just blacked out. Like, my memory is just gone from this pattern because I want nothing to do with it. But it's definitely, pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's a 3 needle bind off for the arms, which kind of makes this standing seam, and it's making it kind of flip out because there's not enough weight, I guess, to like hold it down. I could probably do like a longer ribbing on the arms to kind of weigh it down. Don't care, not going to. I don't even know if I'm gonna I don't know if I'm gonna do anything else with this pattern. So it is what it is. The other thing I don't love is, you know, I mean, it's mohair, so it's not It's to be expected, but good grief, does it shed. Like, I'm covered in golden hair. So I want to wear this with, like, I wear a lot of dark clothes. But now I kind of feel like once I have it on, I can't take it off because, you take it off and you're just going to be covered in golden fiber. So, that being said, this is what it looks like on. I don't think that it's super flattering. Like, I'm also hot, so I'm taking it off. So long story short, I'm just glad to be done with it, basically, is what I'm saying. It is not my favorite thing I've ever made in my life. Will I rip it out and salvage the yarn? Maybe. I just, ugh. There's a point at which, and I should really probably embrace this idea, like, if you're not enjoying it, just stop. Like, I really thought that it was going to end up being a product knit that I would really like the finished garment and would wear it all the time, and I just don't think that that's going to be the case. So that's a bummer. So with that out of the way, I do have 3 whips. My knitting mojo has kind of not been great, and I am absolutely blaming that Traveler shawl. I think I was just like so fed up with it that the thought of picking up anything else has really just not been great. So not a whole lot of progress on my works in progress, but I have been sewing, so I do have a little bit of sewing to share with you. That is weirdly hard to say at the end of this, so we'll get to that. Okay, so my first work in progress is one that has been featured before. This is the Artus shawl by Natasha Hornsby, aka Moonstruck Knits. It is so close to being done. I'm in the final color work section. Ta-da! It's very pretty. I love this. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I think it's going to block out to be quite a bit bigger. So if you saw my last episode, none of these yarns are the weight that is called for by the pattern. Don't know how I managed that. Like, I even deliberately went to the store and bought yarn for this project and still managed to get exclusively DK or fingering weight yarn when it definitely calls for sport weight. Don't know what I was thinking, but it's a shawl and we're just making it work, and it doesn't matter because it's still beautiful. So let's see, in this, I don't remember, I've got West Yorkshire Spinners, I've got Juniper Moon Patagonia, I've got Drops Flora, Biche Bouche Petite Lamb's Wool, and this last one that I can't remember the name of because I've never heard of it before, and it is what it is. I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. The blue is really gorgeous. I was a little worried about this, so this is the only color that has like a silk content, so the rest of it is kind of like a rusticy, I mean, it doesn't feel rustic, it's very soft, but there's no sheen to any of the other yarns that I used. So I was a little worried that that would bother me, but nope, don't care. It's gorgeous. Like, that color blue is one of my absolute favorites. It's really pretty. And I definitely stole this color palette from a finished object I saw when I was scanning through the project gallery on Ravelry. So if you have trouble with colors, like I do, I really struggle with stepping like outside of my comfort zone, and I find it easiest to just go into the project pages and with no shame absolutely steal other people's ideas. So I am using size 5, yep, size 5 needles. Honestly, because like half of these are DK weight, I definitely could have gone up a size in needles, especially for these 2 sections. So the brown, the white, and the blue are all DK weight. There's a little bit of puckering in the fabric. I don't know if you can really see it. Doesn't matter. Probably not. But I do think it's going to block out and be fine. Like I said, I'm not too worried about it. And I was really careful with my tension. Oh, there's my floats. Yay. It's mosaic knitting, but you do still end up with floats. Some of them are quite long. There's like a 7? Yeah. The widest section is 7 stitches, and like I'm not trying to catch floats on something like that, so Some of them are a little hefty, so this will be interesting when I'm wearing it to see if I like catch it on stuff, since it's just going to be like wrapped around my shoulders. I think that you're more likely to catch it on stuff when it's a shawl, I think, than you would be if it was like on the inside of your sweater, obviously. So we will see. And of course, I'm not going to get any use out of this, I don't think, until the fall, but it will be ready for me when I want to wear it. So yeah, super duper pleased with this. I really like the textured stitch pattern at the top. I love the stripies, and I think everybody loves this diamond pattern. She does have a cardigan out for this particular pattern. I don't think that I would want it for an entire pattern. Plus, I don't know, I mean, it's probably to do with the fact that my needle size is a little bit too small for the yarn that I'm using, but it does bother my hands on the purl rows, I have found. And it's really specifically only on the purl rows. So, and it could just be, you know, maybe I'm just choking up on it too tight. Don't know if you hear my computer chime. Sorry about that. So, that is my first work in progress. Very soon to be a finished object, I think. Yeah. Next to my little bag of tricks that I have here is... This is always so difficult to show because that's what it looks like. It's another Natasha Hornsby pattern, Moonstruck Knits. This is the Nexus Cardigan, which is, every time I show this, it's like at a weird spot that doesn't really make sense, and it's just a lot of clacking needles and stitches on hold, and it looks super weird. So, I guess I'll show you the back. That might make the most sense. This is one sleeve that is complete. Well, mostly complete. I still drew the cuff. So that's a sleeve. This is the back neck. I'm going to stab myself in the eye with this needle. Oh my gosh. And I'm currently working on the left front at the moment. So it's a super strange construction. You start at the mid-back, you work this mosaic section from the middle out. That makes your shoulders and your sleeves. And then you work a little bit down the back, and then a little bit down the front, and that makes the actual sleeve construction. Then I believe you do the body next, and then the cuffs are last. So it's supposed to be a 3/4 sleeve. I don't know if I'm going to get the full 3/4, and I also am a little concerned about the depth of this, like how wide the sleeve is. I kind of thought it was supposed to be a little bit more of a fitted sleeve, so maybe my like row gauge is a little bit off. Not a whole lot I can do about that because my gauge width-wise is correct, and I don't, you know, you kind of sacrifice one or the other like when you get into those kind of situations, and I think I would rather have my, you know, gauge around my bust to be correct versus the length of the sleeves. I don't know. Because it's a weird construction, there's not a whole lot you can do about it, and also, you know, obviously you can't really try this on as you go. Like, you've completed the sleeve by the time you get to try on the sleeve, so it's been interesting. Definitely requires thought, which I don't find that I have like a lot of extra brain power right now to give to this, but this is where we're at the moment. Ta-da. Ugh, lean. So yeah, and it's hard too, because it's like, if you pull it down, that's not accurate, because part of that is your, I don't know. So that's you know, that's where we're at with that. It is taking a long time. I'm making size 3, as I do for most things. This is all palette yarn, different colors. I've got purple, I've got this kind of bluey gray, and then white and black. And I'm using size 5 needles for the mosaic stitches and size 4 for the body. I think it's going to be really pretty when it's done. It's definitely going to be visually interesting. But yeah, trying to show it on a podcast is like a nightmare. It just doesn't really work. So yeah. Gosh, what am I doing now? I think I'm in short row shaping for the sleeves. Yeah. So you do some increase. It's just so strange how this is made, right? Like, so you're doing your increases for the front of the cardigan while at the same time doing short rows. That is how you're shaping the sleeve, like all in the same row. It's really wild. Her brain works in a way that mine does not. But I will say that this is infinitely more enjoyable, even with all of its weirdness, than that Traveler shell. Don't come for me in the comments. I don't know. It is what it is. Ugh. What else is in my... Side note, this basket, which I bought at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. So there's this little like tag on it that says, very easy to reshape, wet them and shape them to your liking. Does anybody know how wet is too wet? Like, I literally said, oh, I'll just take it outside and like spray it with a garden hose. And my friend was like, don't do that. I think you're just supposed to spritz it. But like, in my mind, shouldn't it be like really wet to be able to like shape it? I don't know. So if anybody does know the rule with that, let me know. I don't want to ruin my basket, but it's definitely, she's a little misshapen from shipping. So definitely needs to be stretched out. The last thing in here is at the very bottom. This has just become my like works in progress thing. So I just kind of yank out whatever I'm feeling like working on. It's kind of been fun. It sits by my chair in the living room. The last thing is new to me, new to the podcast. Slipping stitches off of my needles. Ta-da! So this is a Navelli tee. This is my second one I've ever made. This is the second one I've made. This is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, and it is a bottom-up stranded colorwork t-shirt. I love this pattern. My other one is yellow. I have worn it to death. Like, gosh, I love that thing. I did use different, so the yarn for this is Knit Picks something. What is this? It's a mercerized cotton from Knit Picks. I'll have it up on the screen. I can't remember the name of the actual yarn. I have made many baby garments out of this, but this is the first garment I've made for myself that is completely out of this yarn. I think it'll be fine. My other one, I used this yarn for the color work at the bottom, but then I switched to, oh gosh, what is it? It's a Noro Sonata. I didn't love that in my first one because there's a lot of slubs in that yarn, which was really annoying, especially for the price of that yarn. So I do have like sections that have like these weirdly misshapen stitches because of the yarn. I could have cut it out, I didn't, yada yada. Anyway, so far this is going pretty well. Like I said, it's bottom up, so you do all of your color work at the bottom, and now I'm just finally, I think this is my first project like of the whole year where it's just knitting in the round, and I'm so happy. I can read my book and just knit. It's so nice. I don't know why I've been doing this to myself, because my next project is going to be another cardigan. Like, what am I doing? I don't know. I have found this immensely enjoyable. The only thing that's really annoying is the ribbing is flipping up. It should be okay after I've blocked it. And if not, like, I know that there are some sewing tricks that you can do to kind of get it to lay flat. And I'm sure that you can hear my dog snoring. They live at my feet. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. I do wonder a little bit about the super duper white that I went for against this really dark, kind of a muddy red color. Like, I don't know, garnet. I don't know if it's too much contrast. My other one I did kind of like an off-whitey beige kind of color, and it kind of toned everything down. So we'll see. Either way, I love the way that this fits me. Last time I did not do, it's got like little cap sleeves, but because it's a drop shoulder, I don't usually add cap sleeves to any of my drop shoulder t-shirts. I just don't feel like I need them because the shoulder itself drapes enough that it covers the tops of my shoulders. So I will probably do the same thing for this one. It is a size 3, knit on size. I did 5s for the color work and 4 for the body. And yeah, this should be a quick knit, honestly. I do have a bad habit of, like, especially if I'm reading a book I'm really into, I'll just keep knitting and then look down and be like, oh, I should have stopped ages ago to split for the front and back panels because it'll be like down past my butt, you know. So I fully expect that to happen with this one. I think I might go a little bit more cropped on this than I did with my last one. I like the way that it looks with high-waisted jeans and high-waisted shorts and like over skirts and dresses and stuff. So I think I might actually try to not over knit the body of this. So we'll see. So those are all of my knitting projects. I do have 2 finished sewing projects that I want to show you. I am going to go de-mohair my skirt because that's one of the things I want to show you, and it's just covered in golden hair at the moment, so I'll be back. Okay, so the first thing I want to share is this super cute backpack I made. I'm so proud of this. I have made a couple of bags, but they've all been like square, you know. This definitely was an experience, I guess you could say. So a lot of things that I have never done before. This was the first time I've ever used zipper tape instead of like those pre-cut, pre-made zippers. There was a different technique for applying the zippers than what I'm used to, which gives it this like really clean edge. There's a zipper on the back. There's little D-rings. Those are cute. First time I've used like strap. Obviously, I thought that the blue of this webbing was going to be a lot darker to match this. No, not at all. It's okay. Don't care. Here for it. There's paws. I'm just really proud of this, so you have to look at all of it. Lucky you. Ta-da! It's got this little like pouch right there, and then on the inside, pretty decent amount of storage. Obviously, I have not completely finished my edges. So this pattern is, I got it off Etsy. I first saw it on Reddit because I'm chronically online apparently. How do I say this? I like the pattern. I would suggest either doing a muslin or very carefully reading the instructions first. I did neither of those things, but it didn't come out poorly. I think that it actually came out super well. However, there were a lot of places in that pattern that just didn't make sense, or like you didn't need to do things the way that they were called for in the pattern. Good example. So on the inside for this back panel, the lining, when you apply the lining to the back panel, so like early on in this whole process, you end up, from the time that you apply the lining to the end project, you sew the same line 4 times. 3 or 4. Why? Like, even as I was doing the second run through, I was like, this is dumb. Like, I've already sewn this line. If I had just waited 2 or 3 steps, or if you had just, you know, layered your fabric together and then done the sewing, or even just basted it. Like, if you need to hold things in place and just do a line of basting stitches, but it was just kind of like, yeah, just keep running through on the same stitch line. It doesn't matter. It's fine. I didn't like it, and I especially didn't like it because my interior, my lining fabric is, you know, it's a lot lighter. And so, yeah, you can definitely see the, you know, could I have switched to a different color thread? Yes, absolutely. But it wouldn't have bothered me if there had only been 1 line of visible stitching, right? So yeah, there's a lot of things that like I went through with a red pen and just kind of like rewrote stuff in this pattern, but I will link it below, so if anybody's interested. Overall, very good pattern, but I will make another one. I will make it bigger because I have an Amazon bag that I bought years ago that is similar to this that I really liked and wanted to make my own. And it is bigger, and it also has 2 zippered pockets, like instead of just the 1 main one. So I think for my next one, I will make it bigger, and I will figure out how to add a second pouch pocket, which might be stretching my design abilities a little bit, but we'll see. So yeah, very excited. We're going on vacation tomorrow, actually, and I wanted this finished so that I could use this as my vacation purse backpack. Mission accomplished. Very excited. Hello, we've moved. So for my second item, I have a Songbird skirt. Not entirely certain how to record this in a way that makes sense because you can't see. You can't see the skirt and my face at the same time. So this is, I believe, a size 8. This is my second Songbird skirt. My first one I made out of probably what would be considered the appropriate fabric. It's like a lighter cotton. This one I definitely cheaped out. I really wanted to make it and I didn't want to like wait to go to an actual fabric store. So I may or may not have been in Walmart and been like, it's fine, I'll just use that, it'll be fine. So I'm pretty sure that this is actually just quilting cotton, and it's definitely stiffer than what it's meant to be, but it's fine. And this one I did do all of the extra bits and bobs. So it's got tucks, it's got inset lace, it's got lace trim underneath like some of the tucks. I feel like I might have missed, oh no I didn't. So I thought maybe I missed a lace portion, but I didn't. So yeah, this one, it is very comfortable. It's a better size for me. My first one I did a size 10. The 8 definitely fits a little bit better like in the waist. They have really deep pockets. I really like the pattern. It's not hard. It doesn't take too long. I mean, the worst part about it is, I think for this one, what got on my nerves the most? Probably weirdly the tucks, like measuring them to make sure that they were right and they're not all symmetrical, which is great that it's black. She can't see it. But that is all I have for this podcast. I hope that you're doing well and that your summer is off to a great start. And we'll see you guys very soon with another episode. Bye for now.